According to a witness, this clerk has allegedly accused this customer of shoplifting. And after a heated back and forth, it's become physical.
That's now you can't just keep putting your hand on her now. She
can't keep putting her in my face. Why?
But as bad as the employee's push was, the payback is much worse.
You should have just left her alone now.
Now you got some. Oh my God! Cops are on the way.
Cause she keeps putting her hand on her.
Don't cry now, cause this is what the warning is. This is what the warning is.
Finally,
okay, that's enough, baby.
another employee and a customer break up the fight.
This is what the warning. I gave you what the warning.
Oh my God.
A tough reminder that the physical and emotional cost of encounters like these is much greater than the value of anything that might be taken from the store.
Okay, that's enough, baby.
Oh boy, the guy.
A nail salon worker is attempting to stop a customer from leaving because, according to witnesses, she didn't pay for her pedicure. And as the customer begins to pull out,
Hey!
the worker climbs onto the trunk of her car. And then
Oh my God!
hangs on for dear life.
Hey! Oh!
According to a news report, the driver pulls over further down the road
Oh my God!
and allegedly assaults the employee. The worker is treated for injuries, while the 54-year-old suspect is charged with assault, theft, and aggravated kidnapping. She's been released from jail on a $15,000 bond. A harsh reminder
Hey!
that standing up for yourself in the customer service industry can come at great personal risk.
So check this out, okay? We're in a store. You have to see this. Look, Brayden. What the hell is this? You think it's only people that shop?
A woman and her son watch as a black squirrel sets its sights on a tray of treats in a grocery store.
He's trying to get into the... This is unreal. And I went and I told the store, what the heck? No!
He's gonna go after you.
He's attacking their food.
Oh my God, he got it.
Oh my God.
Funny thing about squirrels, they can be extremely territorial.
What the heck?
The squirrel lunges at the woman's face, sending her son into hysterics.
What the heck? Brayden, that's not funny. Brayden. The squirrel attacked me.
The woman suffers scratches to her face and neck, but is not seriously injured. The shoplifting squirrel is still at large. In a hardware store in Idaho, a customer shows interest in a rather large chainsaw. But she has no interest in paying for it. The not-so-subtle shoplifter is trying to conceal the chainsaw in her pants. She finally seems to realize it's a no-go. But there's more than one ridiculous way to try to steal a chainsaw, as she now attempts to stow the contraband in the back of her pants. Until suddenly, someone nearly catches her in the act. The woman may think she's gotten away with it, unaware that a security camera has been recording the entire attempted theft. In fact, it's already caught her stashing over $1,000 worth of goods, in her jacket and handbag. More than enough evidence to have her later arrested by authorities. It turns out the woman has a lengthy rap sheet for felonies, including theft and drug possession, and is sentenced to 7 years in prison. While shoplifting is never a good idea, attempting to smuggle a chainsaw in a pair of skinny jeans? Now that's just asking for it.
I'm not going to do a return on this because we're not going to home scale it.
A man and his mother are trying to get a refund for a marijuana purchase they made earlier that day. They claim they received less product than they paid for after weighing it on their home scale. But store employee Sarah Blair disagrees
I did not utilize any information from your scale.
and walks them through the store's very regulated process.
I showed them on our state certified scales that total weight was just over 11 grams.
Our scale is done directly to our registers. We have no way to manipulate that.
Even after I showed them that everything weighed out, they kept pushing the issue and it kind of felt like they were being dishonest.
And Sarah's instinct is spot on. Because as the mom continues to argue her point,
My scale.
The audit to return on your customer service.
Well, when you're sitting here telling me I'm lying to you,
I didn't say that, neither did
told you
he.
that this is wrong. That's considered lying.
her son decides to take matters into his own hands. He reaches behind the counter and tries to take a jar of marijuana, but Sarah immediately intervenes.
I grabbed onto his sleeve because I just wanted to get my product back and disarm him at that point. Jars can be a weapon. There were several other people in the room, so everybody's safety definitely of concern at that point.
As Sarah wrestles the jar from the man, one of her regular customers comes to her aid.
You're not stealing anything from anybody. Call the police. Call the police. No, they're not getting anywhere. The police are coming. The police are coming.
But the would-be thief is not going quietly.
You better run, son of a bitch.
He makes it out of the dispensary, but doesn't get far. 30-year-old Daniel Applegate is quickly arrested just a few blocks away. He's convicted of attempted theft in the 3rd degree and assault in the 4th degree. He is sentenced to 152 days in jail, and he must pay a $300 fine. Sarah is injured in the altercation.
I ended up sustaining a tear in my long head tendon, to which they had to actually detach it and reattach it somewhere down below instead of up in here.
She has since been promoted to manager and is just grateful that encounters like this one are the exception in her day-to-day.
I've had to ask people to leave before, but there's never had to be any physical confrontation. Definitely the most interactive experience I've had in the 7 years I've been there.
You better run, son of a bitch.
Paul High is working the graveyard shift when he comes face to face with a 500-pound black bear.
I was on my way to go change the outside trash, and I was walking towards our automatic door, and it opened. And then I seen him try to come in, so I stepped towards him, and then he comes into the store, kind of lunges at me.
And though working in this area has given Paul plenty of bear handling experience, this time is different.
I usually have to run him off at least once or twice a night out of the parking lot, never out of the store though. I was just trying to get him out, that way he didn't, trash the whole place.
And this bear's behavior is making that much easier said then done.
As soon as the bear lunged at me, my whole train of thought changed, and I was just like, yeah, you can have whatever you want, man. Just take it and go.
Fortunately, there's one item in particular that looks a little tastier than Paul.
He actually grabs a bag of Snickers and leaves.
But the bag of candy bars isn't the bear's only score. On another night,
that was the other graveyard guy. His name is Dave. Apparently that night, the bear laid down on the floor and ate a whole box of Three Musketeers.
but even after the sweet feast, Paul's co-worker has a much more difficult time getting the bear out of the store and calls for help. When authorities arrive, the bear finally acquiesces, but not before grabbing one more snack for the road. The spontaneous visit stopped after the California Department of Fish and Wildlife captured the bear and release him somewhere far away, making it one less troublesome, cranky customer for Paul and his co-workers to bear with.
It was not in the job description to get bears out of the store when I was hired. That was not part of the deal.
In West Yorkshire, England,
Oh, 13 Pro. Yeah, cool. This one? Yeah. 256. We've got 128 as well.
a young man at a cell phone store is browsing the merchandise, apparently getting a feel for a couple of the more expensive phones.
That's 128.
His attempt to run off with both phones is quickly shut down by the auto-locked door, leaving him in a very awkward spot.
How you doing, man? What made you highly forced to do it? For what? Someone's coming in and do this one. That'd be a night rock on. Going on? We should be calling the police right now. We would have been calling the police right now.
Though they have every reason to, the employees refrain from calling the police. And in a show of kindness, the owner later posts the video to social media, offering help to the wannabe bandit if he is in need. Which just goes to show how much easier it is to be kind
How you doing, man?
when your auto-locking door keeps your merchandise from being stolen. At an all-night convenience store in Norco, California, 80-year-old shop owner Craig Cope is on his own, manning the register, when suddenly, a man enters with what appears to be a semi-automatic rifle. But Craig is no easy target. As the masked man points what appears to be a semi-automatic rifle at owner Craig Cope, the 80-year-old grabs his own gun from behind the counter and fires a single round at the armed intruder, striking him in the left arm and sending him running back outside, screaming in pain, where an accomplice is already rushing to get back into their getaway vehicle. The would-be thieves take off in such a hurry that they almost leave another accomplice behind. Moments later, the trauma causes Cope to suffer a heart attack. But after a short stay in the hospital, he makes a full recovery. The 3 uninjured suspects are soon arrested and charged with robbery and conspiracy. The suspect who was shot in the arm is hospitalized in critical but stable condition. A lesson to any looters trying to stick up a senior store. They might just have to face old school retaliation. For customers and employees alike, there is nothing more harrowing than being the victim of a robbery, especially when it begins with an assault. Kyle O'Connor is helping a customer in his high-end watch store when a construction worker walks in.
This construction worker started walking towards me, and I asked him how I could help him. He said, yeah, we're here from PG&E. We have to do some work on the building. But at the same time, I noticed that there was 2 other guys outside. One just walking up and then one hanging out over in the corner. Still not abnormal yet at that point, but a little weary. I glanced down at the clipboard and there was just a bunch of writing.
But by the time Kyle realizes something is off, it's too late. The man in construction gear sprays Kyle and his customer with mace, while an accomplice smashes the watch display case with a baseball bat. Incredibly, seconds after being maced, Kyle is able to dial 911, grab his gun, and run the would-be robbers out of the store.
I kept yelling, get down, get down, get down. I could have been yelling anything, but it's just like the police do. You just give loud verbal commands of what you want somebody to do, then just continue to drive them towards the front door. Get out! Get out! Get out! I think the last thing they expected was to, encounter me.
Police arrived 90 seconds later, but the smash and grab thieves managed to get away. And though they escaped empty-handed, they do manage to cause $5,000 worth of damage.
You're good, man.
Above all else, Kyle is grateful that no one was seriously hurt and has some advice for anyone who works in a business that could be a target.
You can never be prepared for something like this. You can train and prepared that way. But these days, always pay attention to your surroundings. If you have your head buried in your phone and you got a guy next to you that is pulling out a baseball bat, you might not know. So just pay attention to your surroundings. Get out! Get out!
I ain't got bro! Why y'all talking to me? You took that man, bro!
A backyard security camera records as a young man with a skateboard appears to flee from a delivery driver in hot pursuit.
You took that man, bro! Yes, you did, bro! Whoever took that man, give it to him, bro!
According to news reports, the driver claims he saw the young man and someone else take a package, and now he has him cornered.
Don't tell that man that! Don't tell that man that, because that's my job, bro! I know, bro. Don't tell that man that, bro!
But the young man places the blame squarely on the someone else.
It was the girl. Don't tell that man that, bro! Oh, God in heaven! I don't have nothing on me. Bro, you owe that man! Oh, God!
And when the customer arrives moments later, the pressure intensifies.
Get your ass over here, bro! Don't make me pull your ass over, bro! Come on! I don't got nothing. I don't give a bro! I see you and the other dude! Get your ass over here, bro! He gonna call the police, bro, God! I don't give a bro! You was with her, bro! There's nothing on me. Where's she at? She lives over there. Hey, that's the apartment number. Go, bro! You got to, bro! He called the police, bro, on my phone!
Though the young man refuses to go with them,
She's literally gonna beat my ass.
the customer and delivery worker are reportedly able to use the information he gives them to recover the package.
I'm sorry, bro.
So here's to this delivery worker and all employees who go above and beyond
You took that man, bro!
to ensure their customers are taken care of.
Cause that's my job, bro!
Corpus Christi, Texas. A food delivery driver arrives at his destination. And like many other delivery drivers, decides to leave his car running while making his drop-off. And in less than 30 seconds, someone else jumps behind the wheel and takes off. The man is clearly pleased with how easy the whole operation seemed to be.
Hell, bitch. Woo!
But the feeling doesn't last long.
Oh, it's a cop. Holy! Oh, da. I'm a star baby, bitch.
Despite the man's attempt to keep it cool, the officer turns on his lights.
Holy! I'm so screwed! Oh, so
And the man has no choice but to pull over and prepare for the worst.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Texas Highway Patrol. Reason for you stopped, you changed lanes over there, kind of went unsafe. You got your license provisionals on you? No, sir. I have it available right now, sir. I apologize. Say again? I don't have it on. You don't keep your hands up? Yeah, I'm just doing my feet on stock. I apologize, sir. Yeah, no, I don't have my license. You got your ID on you? I have anything on me right now. I just going to the store, brother.
With no license and no ID, things are not looking good.
Okay, what I'm gonna have you do is put your name, date of birth, social security number down. My name is. I know you're kind of sweating and so. Yeah, it's hot, brother. Okay. I was just outside.
Moments later, much to the driver's surprise,
What the?
he drives away with just a citation.
That's crazy, bro.
A short distance ahead, the man finally notices the car's dash cam. But taking it down makes little difference. Like many delivery vehicles, it has a GPS tracker provided by the owner's employer. And that same day, Jonathan Lindholm is arrested for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and burglary to a vehicle. And the car is safely returned. A lesson to would-be car thieves. If it seems too good to be true,
Woo!
it probably is.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Texas Highway Patrol. What the? That's crazy, bro.